Hello, how's it going? Today I have just a couple short rides that I do in Cotuit, kind of in the same area. Kind of a nice tour of some of the favorite places I like to go in Cotuit. And so this first ride, I'm doing it with my wife, and she is riding a Trek Pilot 2.1 road bike. And I'm riding the same bike as on the previous ride. If you joined on that one, it's a Schwinn Traveler that I've modified. Take this right up here. Yeah. As we've gotten into late June, we've really come into summertime here on the Cape. We always get a little bit later summer because we're surrounded by cold water, and so it takes a little while for us to really get that warm summertime feel, but it's really come on now. For this first ride, we're basically just heading south and going to Crocker Neck, and gonna just do a loop around the end of Crocker Neck and then head back up. Yeah, this one. So right here, Kristen's dropping into one of the steepest hills in Cotuit. It's fairly short, but it's very steep, and so this little section you get kind of a roller coaster effect, which is pretty fun. These small to medium-sized hills are kind of a feature of Cape Cod cycling. There's very few hills that are really going to knock you out. Maybe a couple of them right in the spine of the Cape, which I've shown in other videos on the power lines. But for the most part, the hills are pretty modest, and so a lot of times you can simply get good momentum down a hill and you'll pop right up the other side, at least most of it. So you really don't get too tired out on the hills like I did when I was up in Vermont. They're just really destroyed me. Bump. So we're getting pretty far down Crocker Neck at this point, and so this is one long descent, fairly modest descent, and then we climb back up, and this is the little lollipop at the very end of the Crocker Neck area. I usually chill on this little loop part. It's kind of my recovery section a little bit. So I'll take a right here. It's kind of a windy day, and you really notice it when you get down to the end of Crocker Neck, which is closer to the ocean, and so the breezes coming up from the south, or more directly impact this area. Nice neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, pretty.
This is a really nice place to have a relaxing ride because essentially there's very few cars that are driving here because this is really the end of the road down here. There occasionally are, but very rarely are there cars along the stretch. It is kind of tight too. It has like a really nice kind of feel to it. Their roadies are still out, huh? Da, 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 da. We're gonna spin around here. No, it's okay. You got it. Good job, good job. It's a steep one, isn't it? And left turn. So we just went right up that steep hill that we went down earlier, and so now we're coming back out to Old Oyster Road, and on the way back to the start of the ride. You can probably start hearing the cicadas again as we get further north, and it's kind of interesting. The cicadas aren't everywhere on the Cape. They're in certain pockets, and where they are, they're pretty plentiful. Okay, left turn. But the other places on this ride, we didn't see any at all. So it's I don't know why, but when you're riding around, you can all of a sudden hear like this really loud white noise coming from different places, and that's the cicadas. So cicadas come out once every 17 years, and so I did the math, and I would have experienced cicadas in 1974 when I was 7 years old, I guess. So interesting. I don't remember them. So now I'm starting the second ride. Basically went back to the house and then came back out to just get a little bit more riding in. So I go straight down Main Street in Cotuit. It wasn't really terribly crowded this day. And I kind of skipped down to some more interesting footage. This is down in Loop Beach area, which is a really pretty area to film in. So this is kind of a bluff. I think it's called Cotuit Highlands area, and it really is well above the ocean, as you might be able to see sneak peeks off to the left of where the ocean is. I guess technically the Nantucket Sound. And then you scream down this hill and into a parking lot. Best I can tell, this is the most popular beach in Cotuit, and it is really close to the Cotuit Inlet, and so there you're looking out directly into Nantucket Sound. If you go panning over here to the left, that's looking up into Cotuit Bay. Hi. So I don't normally see a lot of cyclists down this part of the Cotuit, but yeah, there were some people out today. So luckily, it wasn't a little bit later and had an incident there. So now I'm going down to one of my favorite places. It's at the very end of Cotuit Neck, and it's right down at the inlet for Pompanesett Bay. So that pine forest opens up to the water, and that's Nantucket Sound. There's a rock retaining wall along here, and there's this little shack here as well. And you know, the direction that I'm heading right now is kind of more direct out to the Nantucket Sound, and then over to my right is where the inlet is. It was a pretty breezy day there down at the water, and that was quite an experience. The tide was really ripping through there, and the wind was going with the tide. So if you would have jumped out in that water, it would have really carried you out to the sound pretty quickly. So I didn't go in. I actually do like taking my kayak down to that area. In fact, I just recently did that. It's a really nice place to go. So I essentially start heading back north at this point, but instead of just going back north on Main Street, I'm going to take a diversion that takes me over towards Crocker Neck. It's a little route I've shown before in past videos. That uses Rushy Marsh Road, which is not open to cars, but you can ride your bike down there, no problem. I've talked about this bike in previous videos, but I probably haven't talked about the tires. They're 35 millimeter Ritchie cyclocross tires. I can't remember the exact model, but they work pretty well on this type of terrain. Really don't feel like I have any problems, except for maybe some of the sandier parts where, you know, a thin tire really starts to become a little bit of a challenge. I don't think this type of tire would be particularly pleasant going over really rooted or extremely rocky surfaces, but you know, these for the most part are pretty smooth roads. These folks on the right, I don't know them, but they have a pretty neat little yard there, garden in their front yard and some solar panels and everything. Kind of neat little free library. So now we're heading back up on Crocker Neck Road, and then I'm going to take a little jog that takes you on just a little alternate route so that there's a little less cars on the route and maybe a little bit more interesting terrain to ride on. I think the last time I showed this terrain probably had snow on it, or maybe icy patches, I don't know. So yeah, just a little bit different in the summertime. So now I'm coming up on School Street, one of the main roads in Cotuit, and instead of going directly up Santuit, actually take a jog over to this Santuit conservation area, and I just wanted to check it out a little bit. I didn't realize that bikes were allowed in here, but I saw that it was actually on the New England Mountain Bike Association trail list. It's a pretty small area in here, so there isn't really much of a distance to ride in here, but yeah, just a little bit of a trail. What I didn't really figure out is how far I could actually go in this and link it up into another part of the. There's another development that I think it might go through to. I turn around once it starts going down like a steeper hill. I figure that I'll just come back with a little bit more rugged bike and check it out a little bit more and see if I can find a way through. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, please leave them. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.